plane tickets, they had their itinerary and all the tickets that were going to get them to the various places. They were there, my friend and his friend. And they both lived in Philadelphia at the time. And so what they did was they took a shuttle up to, the plane was leaving from Kennedy, Kennedy Airport in New York City. So they drove to New York City, and then they were going to get on the plane to go overseas. And they both get in the cab, they head down to Kennedy. They get to Kennedy, get ready to go in, and my friend reached to go grab for his plane ticket and his passport, and discovered he no longer had it, because all of that stuff was in his briefcase. And he, at that moment, realized that he, in his rush to get his bags and help his friend in the midst of all of New York City, whatnot, and with the cabbie and paying and tipping and moving, and then he got to the airport, the cab was long gone, and he realized, oh my goodness, my briefcase is still in the back seat of the cab. But his friend had everything. And now the plane's leaving, and what back in the day, the plane was leaving like within an hour or 45 minutes. And so, and there was no check bags, no going through things. And so, what do? They were faced with, do I stay? Do you stay? Do we both stay? Do I go? What are we going to do? And he's like, panic now, where's my briefcase? Because that wasn't the only thing in there. There's money, there's cash, there's credit cards, there's all kinds of things in his briefcase. And he's like, what am I? So they decided, you go, I'll stay. So we did. But now he's in New York City. He is without a friend in New York City. What do? And I don't have any, I don't have anything. All that I had is in my briefcase. I got a bag, and I got the clothes on my back, and I got nothing in New York City. My friend is gone. The only place gone. What am I going to do? And my briefcase is long gone. New York City cab. Could you kidding me? Finding the cab might be easy, but finding that briefcase, because the next person that got in, or the next 6 people that got in, or the guy taking his lunch break, and the cab door's open, and there's a briefcase. Who knows what might happen? So he's like, it's not going to happen. And this wasn't, there's no cell phone. We didn't have cell phones then. This was back before cell phones. Because I know the generation, well, just call you, just get on the phone, look it up on your line. No, it was not. There was no, like my kids used to ask, well, Dad, how did you meet people when you went out, when you were a kid? How did you meet them? How did you, decide where we were going to meet? Well, we called them before I left the house, and then we went to that place, and they showed up, and we said, we're going to show up. Who's going to flat tire? Well, I don't know. You got one. You were late, whatever. So he had no cell phone. So the only person he knew, and he didn't really know them, was he knew there was a Korean Presbyterian church pastor in New York City that he had met somewhere a long time ago, and he knew the name of the church, and he's like, okay, it's the only guy I know. The Korean pastor in his denomination. So he gets on the phone, he dials the number at the airport, 0 information. Can you give me the number for such and such? He got the number, puts more coins back in and whatnot. He might, as I think of it, he might have had to reverse the charges, which is not only do I know you got no cash, I got nothing, and I'm gonna, will you accept the charges? I'm not sure that's true, but it might have been true. And so he gets the guy on the phone, he says, I don't know anything, I'm lost, kid, is there something, and the guy said, I'll be happy to come down and get you. Come and be a part. You stay with us. Stay as long as you need. We'll get it worked out. We'll call the cabbie. We'll find out where it is. You're not a problem. You can stay at my house and all. So he was getting this wonderful lesson. So he meets with him. As he's there, they call the cab company. The cab company can't find him. His friend, time is wasting on that particular day. As they're together over the course of this early morning and into the later day, he spends some time with his pastor and hears about his life. He's going through a really difficult life. And he's just really sad. And my friend was able to sort of be of some comfort to him, to realize, that things, Being a pastor's a hard deal, but Jesus is up for hard things and he loves you, and was able to give him just some real grace and have a moment and pray together and to enjoy the camaraderie and the time together. And then the phone rings. And it's the captain. Mr. Finn? Yes. We found your briefcase. Boom! Really? Yeah, it's all down here. Well, he's thinking, oh, found it. Everything's gone. And so he goes down and he finds it, it's locked, it was locked, everything was still in there and so forth. His friend took him to the airport, he went off, say hello. And had a great experience. The way my friend tells that story is he says, Drew, the only way that I find my briefcase in New York City, and the reason that I lost my briefcase in New York City, when we were supposed to go to the Holy Land, is that God interrupted my journey to take me on another journey, to help a man who was struggling on his journey. When that job was done, God gave me back and let me go visit the places that he walked when he was here. That's the kind of God we serve, and that's what this passage describes. Is that God, in surprising ways, shows up and diverts our journey to accomplish his goal. Because God gets what he wants. God, in every situation, gets what he wants. And here we see surprising experiences in the lives of a couple of God's children. And in the life of the church. Surprising three things. Surprising encounter, surprising method, surprising results. The encounter is utterly and overwhelmingly surprising. The first thing that's surprising about this, in the life of Saul, Saul was not looking for God. Saul wasn't looking for God, but here's the surprising thing. God was looking for Saul. As a matter of fact, nobody who's ever found God, found him because they were looking for him. Every single person who has found God, found him because God was looking for them. Now, the reason I tell you that is, number one, is if you think you had enough smarts, you had it all together, you were always curious. I was always curious about God. I always wanted to know God. Never knew time to know God. I say it so that you get knocked off your high horse a little bit because you weren't. And there's nothing about what you did that made you better able to know and understand God. I also tell you that Saul wasn't looking for God, but God was looking for Saul, and that's how he found him. Is that even if you're not looking for God, if God wants you, he'll find you. He'll find you. He'll find you because he's searching for you. The whole image of Jesus is that he was the older brother that went after to find the lost younger brother out in the world, in the pigs, eating and losing his senses. No matter where you are lost, no matter what darkness in which you are trapped, no matter how far you think you are from God, he will find you and he will save you. Because he wants you. And that's the message that God gives to Ananias. You can understand Ananias' trepidation, right? You can always hear, and I didn't want to dramatize it too much because I can do that when I read the Bible a little bit. He says, verse 13, Lord, I've heard many reports about this man. You can always hear a trembling voice. You can also ready to go, so you want me to go do what with who? I've heard about this guy, Saul. What? And you want me to do this? This sounds like a job for somebody far better than me, Lord. And Saul, are you serious? Saul, is this possible? And then the Lord says, yeah, I want it. I'm going to get him. You're going to be the person that's going to help you get it. So head on. Surprising encounter that God gets people when they're not seeking Him. It's almost like, C.S. Lewis had a quote where he says that people looking for God is like the mouse looking for the cat. We're on the run from God. We're not looking for the cat, we're looking out for the cat. Is he here? Can I do my thing? Can I go about my way? And this is how much Saul was not looking for God. There weren't enough Christians in Jerusalem for him to bring suffering to. He had to go find Christians in other places that he could bring back and persecute in Jerusalem. That's the kind of man he was. That's the kind of heart he had. There's not enough for me to do here. There's not enough people for me to make their lives miserable. I'm going to go find some people outside of town and get letters and go make their lives miserable. This is how wretched his heart was. And yet God says, I want you. Here's the other thing that's surprising, is that not only was he not looking for God, God was looking for him. It should surprise you that he's a religious man. Paul was a Pharisee. Paul was a leader in his church. Paul was already, as it were, Paul. I interchanged. His Greek name further down is Paul. Paul, say that. So forgive me if you're not familiar with that. In Paul's understanding, he'd already found God. He didn't need God in a new way, because I already had it. The thing was, Saul did not find the true God. He found the God that matched his sense of who he wanted God to be. You know what I mean by that? Is that he found the God that matched his sense of life. He found the God that matched what he felt like life should be about. What he felt like life should be about is do the rules, get it right, God will love you. That's the God he had. And so now these Christians come into the works and are saying, it's not about doing it right and then God loving you. And it made it sound like we don't have to follow the rules. And so Saul's out there saying, you got to follow the rules? Let me put you in prison until you follow the rules. The reason he was out to get these Christians and the people following the way, the reason they call it the way, is the guy that started it called himself the way, the truth and the life too. And the resurrection and the gate, the light of the world. And all these Christians were saying, I can be acceptable to God, not by the things I do, but by trusting in the things Jesus did for me. And that I can be free from condemnation and fear, and I can have eternal life not by the effort I bring and not by paying for my own damage and repenting in effort and works, but I can have all of those things because of the grace and gift and the work that Jesus accomplished on the cross. And Saul's going, no! And his system, if that's true, his system is crumbling. His idea of what God is and how to relate to him was crumbling. But he's doing that. He was a very religious, very righteous man. He tells us that a little bit in one of his other books that he ended up writing in the New Testament. He says, I was a Pharisee of Pharisees. I was circumcised on the right day. I did my duty. I followed the law. I was up to here with goodness. And he says, all of that, when I found Christ, all of that, I considered it rubbish. It wasn't worth, I was trying to earn all my credit, earn all my acceptance with God, and I discovered it was rubbish because there's no way to earn your acceptance with God. That's not God. That's not Christianity. Christianity is Jesus earned everything for me and gives it to me freely if I trust Him. I give it. It's a surprising method he uses to get it too, isn't it? It's not just a surprising encounter. He had his own ideas. He was challenging. God was, in a surprising way, challenging a religious man's, a very earnest religious man's sincere belief in who he thought God was. He was challenging. And here's the thing, if you only believe in a God of your own making, if you don't believe in a God, if you don't trust in a God who challenges what you think is to be true, if you don't believe in a God who's able to say to you something that jars you from your own experience, then you aren't worshiping God. You're worshiping you by creating a God that you can control. Because the God of Christianity, the God of the Scriptures, he talks back. And he grabs you by the collar and says, let's do business. That's why it works in friendships too. You want the friend, you want to have the kind of friendships that are able to say, hey, your breath smells. Because that changes you. But he uses a surprising method. The surprising method is he shows up and then blinds it. Welcome. So welcome to the party, blind. You ever had anybody tell you, ever heard anybody talk about how, when I came to know Jesus, when Jesus came into my life, when Jesus found me, oh my gosh, my life was such a horrible thing, and then it became such a great thing. And everything got so much better, and now I live like on the wings of eagles. Paul's testimony is, things were going great. I had horses, I had people, I had a following, I had letters from the religious leaders. I was going downtown. I was going to go into that town, sitting high on my horse, and I was going to bring back to be the champion of all the people in my life. Life was good, and then I met Jesus, and everything went south. I got blind. I'm being led into town on my hands and knees, blind. Oh, great Saul, great Saul, that guy, the blind guy. And then I love what the Lord tells Ananias about what method he's going to use in Saul's life. He's comforting, and I can't help but think that God has a little sort of snarkiness in him. Forgive me, Lord. Don't let him disrespectful. He said, go to this man, my chosen instrument, to carry my name to the Gentiles. Here's what I have him to do. I want to carry his name. He's going to be my instrument to carry the name brought farther and broader and to their kings before the people of Israel and so forth. He says, I will show him how much he's going to suffer for my name. He's going to suffer. I'll show him how much he's suffering. That's where I feel like the Lord is sort of being real. He's also sort of saying, hey, he's caused a lot of suffering, but he's going to suffer this. And why is the method of suffering and blindness and taking the low road of humility, why is that surprising method? Why is it the method God uses? Well, it's surprising because we forget that it isn't surprising. When God came and did his work, when God decided to say, I'm going to come into the world and I'm going to do the work that's necessary to get my people back, he chose the method of suffering to be here. We call him the suffering servant. We call him a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief. The whole work of Jesus wasn't a work of a king on a white steed entering a town to conquer it. It was a man, a regular, plain old looking man that was nothing to look at, the Bible says. He really wasn't much to look at, coming into a town on a donkey. And then utterly being destroyed by the people he came to love. And taking our sin and shame into himself and satisfying the wrath of God in his own life. That is his method. He got glory from that, and he won the salvation of all of his people by that method. So why would you think that the servants would be any greater than their masters? That's the nature of the method God uses in your life and in mine. He uses suffering and leads us to suffering and calls us to hardship for the purpose of his glory and ours, and for the purpose of transformation. Which means that if that's the condition of your life now, God uses it. It's not empty. It's not valueless. As a matter of fact, there's huge value. Nothing that is so painful is without value. God infuses meaning, growth, power, and beauty. Because that's his method. So whenever there's pain, whenever there's suffering, whenever there's hardship, you know that God is at work in some fashion because he's the God who redeems suffering. He's the God who uses it and redeems it. The other thing is that that's not where your life is now. Here's the thing. Take a deep breath. Okay? It more than likely is going to be. Because God leads us to suffer. Not blankly, not blindly, not haphazardly, not in an empty way. And don't think that what I mean by this is, if you've got it good, the better you have it, the worse you're going to get it. Or that, it's what my wife and I refer to as rubber band theology. Is the rubber band, you have a rubber band on your wrist. And the good times are the ways that you pull the rubber band back. And Becky sometimes will live in a condition where she's like, it's been good, it's been good, it's been good, oh my gosh, it's been good, oh, it's been so good, oh geez, what's it gonna feel like when he lets it go? That's not how God operates. Please. That's not the God of the scriptures. What he's saying is that when this broken world lands on you and you break, he's going to fix it. It doesn't break haphazardly. If you don't break, if you don't suffer haphazardly, he will redeem it and use it in such a way that it isn't just going to affect you, it's going to affect a lot of other people. Here, Ananias Ananias, what is the suffering? What is the method of suffering in his life? He's got to go talk to a scary man. He's got to go talk to this utterly scary man and believe that God is at work in his life. And so he goes in, he calls him Brother Saul. Brother Saul, I'm here. I'm here to heal you. Don't hurt me. One guy in a small town, in a small situation, did one thing, and it changed the face of the planet. It changed the course of human history in the life of Saul. My friend was taken from his town in Philadelphia. He thought he was going to Israel. God said, yeah, we'll get there. You need to take a stopover in New York City and go to the home of a man who needs you just for the afternoon. I want you to encourage him. How many of those experiences are you having? Let me ask it a better way. How many of those experiences might you be aware of if you pay attention to the fact that God's doing? In your life, for you, and with your life, that's how God operates. And it's amazing, surprising results. The result is that the church, it gives us an image of the church that we thought maybe was surprising and that is interesting and unusual, and that is the church. The church is not a collection of people who are natural lovers of each other. The church is a collection of people who are natural enemies of each other. So look at the chair next to you. What does that mean? It means that if that's the surprising community, if that's the new relationship that God brings us, He's taking natural enemies. Even his disciples were natural enemies. You've got Simon the Zealot, who was basically a terrorist in his day. And then you've got Matthew, the tax collector. If you were to ask Simon the Zealot who he's trying to blow up, he would say, "Let's take tax collectors." If you'd ask Matthew, who are you most afraid of? In terms of the Jews, who are you most afraid of? And the people that you're sort of, because you're living off the Jews a little bit, exploiting the Jews for your own benefit. Who are you most afraid of? I'm not afraid of terrorists. And Jesus says, welcome. I want you. I want you. I want you. I want you. Oh, here. Oh, Judas. Yep. And you're going to betray me. And you're never going to get it. Here you are. That's the church. That's God's family. So when the church isn't the lovey-dovey place where everything's working out, it shouldn't surprise you. And so if you can take that emotional energy where it's no longer surprising, most often the thing that's wearing you out in your marriage, in your friendships, at your job, and in the church is the surprise energy. The surprise is you go, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Can you believe they said that? Why are they doing this? This seems so odd. Why would he say that? All of that emotional energy, that's what's killing you. If the surprise can go away, and how much of the Bible is written, I write this to you so that you will not be surprised. Good bit. God's always saying, I'm writing this to you so that you will not be afraid, so that you will not be surprised. Paul's doing the same thing. I write this to you so that you will not be amazed. Once you lower the temperature and realize, man, that was awfully hurtful. Can you believe they treated me that way? Yeah, I kind of can. I stopped being surprised by sinners, I don't know, decades ago. Partly because I'm a huge sinner. And it's shocking the things I'm capable of. Well, it's not shocking. I mean, if you really know me. And I told people this, if I know you long enough, it's not really a warning, and I'm not really sort of challenging you, and I'm not sort of being hurtful. I'm just saying I'm a sinner. And really, you can say the same thing to me. And more than likely, if I've known you long enough, and I don't want to lock eyes with anybody in particular. There's a lot of people in the room. I'm just saying, you've probably heard me too. That's the church. Natural enemies. God brings together natural enemies and forms them into a family and makes them his people. What does the scripture say? At one point you weren't a people. We don't want to be a people. You know why you don't want to be a people? You know why? Because even when you fall in love with that one person to be with for the rest of your life, and you're like, ooh, I love him, and he loves me. Oh, look at my ring, and this is so happy, and they did this song on our wedding, and the birds fly every time I think about him, and then 10 years later, 5 years later, 30 years later, they're in my office. I can't stand this person. Even the person that you want to be a people with, you end up realizing it's not really natural to be a people with them. And I kind of don't want them to be a people with me because they're too much not like me. The results are that the church is this new community linked up by the blood of Jesus and the unity of the Spirit to turn us from enemies into friends. Because he is our Father. It's like the father in the prodigal son story. Always amazes me. He's got two sons. One gets it and the other doesn't. But which one do you think I'm talking about? Because the younger one didn't get it at the beginning, got it at the end. The older brother didn't get it at the beginning, thought he did, and then didn't get it at the end. But the father goes out to both of them and says to the younger, come home, welcome, come back, come to me. I love you, and you're going to be my son here. And then he goes out to the older brother, and he says, come in. He wants him in. He says, come in. I want you too. You're bitter, you're angry, you're upset. Probably part of the reason your brother left. I want you both. And he's gathering older brothers and younger brothers all in the same family. And somehow that bumping together, brushing up against each other, iron, sharpening iron, that grinding of souls together in the grace of God, it changes us. And we become more like him. suffering is the means by which he changes us, even in this life. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for changing us through surprising ways, for encountering us in surprising ways. Lord, let us yield to this work. Let us take pleasure in it as much as you take pleasure in it. To find hope, to trust more in your sovereign abilities than our ability to see what's happening. Lord, lead us down that road. Know that all these are working together for your good.
Please stand, turn your bulletins to page 5 and sing Mercies in You.